Hello. Good afternoon. Today is Monday, July 11th, and welcome to Commissioner in the Car. We've been on a little bit of hiatus because last week was July 4th, so I didn't do a Commissioner in the Car on July 4th. And we're kind of coming out of the holiday weekend, but it's nonstop here at the Board of Elections because we have today, breaking news on my podcast, we certified our election for the June 23rd primary, or June 28th primary, sorry. I'm getting them all confused. And that's because I'm getting confused because as we're certifying the June 28th primary, absentee balloting is starting on the August 23rd primary. So to recap, to remember, those of you who are going along this journey here, that we have two primaries in New York this year. The governor's primary and assembly primaries were in June, and that's because a court ruled that the state senate and congressional maps were unconstitutional, and thus made them have a second primary on August 23rd to run on new lines, but they left the assembly lines alone because they weren't sued on, and in the original suit. And of course, the governor's race is statewide, so that was in June, and that's been certified. Congratulations to Governor Kathy Hochul and Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado. They were the winners of that June 28th primary statewide, and is now they're running against Lee Zeldin, who is the Republican winner of the governor's primary statewide. And he also has a lieutenant governor who did not have a primary, so I've forgotten her name. She's a cop from New York City. I'll make sure that when I do my general election preview, we talk about it. But today, in addition to certifying these election results, which is, by the way, on our website at onvote.net, you can go to the results page, and our results caster has our certified elections. And this year, we have our certified results have maps. You saw the election night result maps over the last few years where you could actually go into individual election districts, see how the votes happened, but that was only available for election night and not for certified elections. Now we make that available for certified elections as well. And so absentee ballots have been added in, write-in names are on there. All of what you would normally see is in our fancy results cast that you can view at onvote.net. You could also get a PDF of it, as well as a CSV file for the election as well. Or even if you go into the results cast on the individual maps, you can see that you can download individual races and get data on individual areas of town and all of that. So it's very, very data friendly. It's very user friendly. Check it out, and if you have any problems, message me. I'll be happy to tell you where to go to get the information. But so our election is certified. And on Friday, we started sending out absentee ballots for our August 23rd primary. The absentee ballots went out for our federal voters. That's federal, Yokawa, and military voters. Not that many of those, but this week, absentee ballots will be going out for the rest of you. And that's for the August 23rd primary. Well, what's on the August 23rd primary? Statewide, it's the state Senate races and the congressional races are in the August 23rd primary. Locally, we have a Democratic and Republican primary for New York 22. That is the new New York 22. There are 4 Democrats and 2 Republicans running for the Republican primary there. And we have a Conservative Party primary for SD 48, which is the new Rachel May district, Senator Rachel May. Although she's not involved in that primary, it's a Conservative primary against 2 of her challengers, Julie Abbott Keenan and another conservative gentleman who's running for the conservative label of that for that primary. And that one will be going that'll be going into SD 48. So those primaries are out there as well. So that's what's happening in our primaries for August 23rd. Early voting will start. I believe it's it's 10 days before the primary, and I don't have that data on me. I'll be talking about that soon. But if you need an absentee ballot, you can request it now. Go to onvote.net, and you can get an absentee ballot. A special note about party changes. We have done our role, and we've switched people over that have wanted to change their party. There was about 1,500 or so people in Onondaga County, and I'll get that data, and I may have that as part of my Wonky Wednesday this week, where I recap the primary election, either this week or next week. But the parties have rolled, and people have had their parties changed. But because this is a different type of election, this August 23rd primary, there is no prohibition on changing parties for it. So, unlike previous years where you had to register in a new party by February 14th, now, as it stands today, that if you change your party, you can vote in the August 23rd primary. So if you're a Democrat and want to switch to Republican or vice versa, or a non-enrolled voter that wants to enroll in a party and be able to vote in the primary that is coming up August 23rd, you can do that. Now, the question is, when will that be processed by the boards of elections? And if you wait too late, you may have to vote by affidavit ballot, because we have to process those registrations. So if you're thinking about changing your party so you can vote in the upcoming August 23rd primary, please do so today. You can find voter registration information at onvote.net. Go to the voter registration button. You can get links to do it through the DMV if you have a MyDMV account, or to mail in absentee or registration forms to change your party. So that is going on right now, today. Finally, the upcoming this week, I had a great conversation with Senator John Mannion. That was last Friday on my Zoom with Zarni. Later this week, I'll be talking to Senator Rachel May, who will be on Zoom with Zarni this Friday. This Wednesday, I'm scheduled to do Assembly District 129th. I've actually been a little bit busy, so I didn't get the Wonky Wednesdays done the last couple of weeks. I'll try to get one up. But I did have a Sunday Thoughts article about the replacement for Joe Driscoll and Steve Doherty. That's got a lot of play on the website. You can find all this stuff at dustinzarni.com. I'm not seeing any questions here today, and I think I'm going to make this kind of a quick Commissioner in the Car, because we are rolling. So some important dates about the August primary. It is August 23rd, and again, it is going to be, I believe, the 13th is going to be the day that we have early voting. Saturday, the 2 Saturdays before the election. I'll have to double check that day. I didn't have that prepared when I came on. You can get absentee ballots by going to onvote.net, and we will mail you one if you're a permanent absentee. We have already mailed that to you. Or we will be mailing that to you this week without you having to reapply. If you had an absentee in the June primary, you may need to reapply for the August primary depending on what you put on your form. So if you're not sure whether you got an absentee ballot, give us a call and we'll tell you your status for the August primary. And so that is all I got for today. And I hope that you are well and rested from our holiday. We are not, because we are going right back into this election to try to get this August 23rd primary. Classes are going on right now for inspectors if you're interested in becoming an inspector, or more importantly, if you are an inspector and are willing to take that next step and become a poll site manager or a voting system specialist, we need you. So call the Board of Elections, 315-435-VOTE. Ask for the inspector hotline and talk to one of our 2 inspector teams. We need you to be part of this, whether it's the August primary or the general election. We need not only inspectors, but people who are already inspectors that are willing to take that next step and be, responsible for the poll sites, which is very important on election night. But that's about it. That's all I have for you today. Please remember to be as safe as possible. The COVID variants isn't in the news as much, but it is starting to rise. And I just ask you to be safe and wise and make good decisions out there when it comes to masking. And I only mask now when I'm Ubering. Yes, I still Uber every now and then. And I do mask, but I am also fully vaccinated and boosted. But when I'm in a closed space like this, I try to wear a mask. I have not gone back to masking indoors, not yet. I am watching the numbers though, and if the numbers continue to go higher, I may. I know this is tough, but if you have not gotten your vaccination, please go out and get your vaccination. If you are going to large events outdoors, you're probably okay, but you may want to think about masking. But indoors, again, the data is that the COVID is on the rise. And of course, your best protection and your best protection for all of us is to get vaccinated, get boosted, get your second booster if you're eligible. That's a way to keep combating this disease. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for joining in with Commissioner in the Car, and enjoy your week as we get ready to get on to the next thing, the August 23rd primary, congressional, Senate, and primaries all over New York State. Bye-bye.